I'm gonna give you 4 tips today to improve your videos. Tip number 1 is shoot to edit. When you're filming your videos, you wanna think with editing in mind. I'm gonna show you a clip right now where I shot, this is my friend Marc, he's an awesome YouTuber. Definitely check out his channel, I'll link him below, but I filmed him and I filmed a clip of him walking on a ledge and then jumping onto a rock and then onto the ground. I think it can be filmed much better if you think about editing while you're filming, so you get different shots and you piece it together in your mind what it's going to look like when you're editing, versus just filming willy-nilly and then just like trying to piece it together after. Shoot with editing in mind and your videos would be a lot better. Tip number 2, create movement. In Hollywood films and all these different movies, you may notice or you may not have noticed that you want to create movement within your videos. Even when the person or the subject, in this case Marc, is static, the camera is still moving a little bit because it adds an effect where it draws your eye into the subject versus the camera being completely static. There's almost no times in Hollywood movies where the camera is like still on a tripod. There are a few, but it doesn't happen very often. So my suggestion for you is to create movement within your video clips. It'll make them that much better, that much more professional. Tip number 3, only keep what's necessary. I filmed this clip of Marc and he was walking along this porch and he was, touching the railing and, playing with the railing, and then he leaned against it after he walked to the other side of the porch. I don't think that part is necessary, at least for this clip that I was filming. If it is necessary, then you can keep it, but if you just want to show that he's, looking around or maybe he's a little bit bored, you can just cut out that whole beginning part and only keep the part where he steps into the area where the railing is and then he leans on it. My suggestion to you is only keep what is necessary when you are filming. It'll make your videos better for sure. Tip number 4, what was tip number 4? Oh, perfect. Tip number 4, and this is an important one, know your settings. I filmed 2 clips of Marc. One was at 24 frames per second, so normal speed. And 24 frames per second is the most natural to the human eye. That's why most films are 24 frames per second. First clip, he's throwing up the leaves at 24 frames per second. At the second clip, he's throwing up the leaves again, but I filmed it at 60 frames per second. So I can get the slow motion effect by doing so. When you are filming at 24 frames per second, you want the shutter speed to be about double. In manual mode, you want to put that shutter speed to 1/50th. Double the frame rate, it would be 48, but 50 is the only option that we have for double, at least on most cameras. So you want to have it at 50, 1/50th, and that will be double your shutter speed. That will make the motion look the most natural. And then if you are doing slow motion, in this case 60 frames per second, you want to have the shutter speed at 1/125th. So double 60 is 120, and 1/125th is the closest to that we have. So you want to have that shutter speed about double what the frame rate is. If you want to shoot a clip in slow motion, remember, you want to film it in 60 frames per second, put that shutter speed at about double at 1/125th, and then you'll be able to reduce that speed in post. And with 60 frames per second, the optimal slow motion speed is about 40% speed. So take that clip, put it 40% speed, it should be looking great. All right guys, so those are my 4 tips to help you improve your videos. And remember, keep these tips in mind, but don't let my tips dictate your story. Whatever helps you tell the story better with your videos, that is what you want to put into them. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please hit that like button, drop a comment down below, start up a conversation. Let me know what you think. Let me know any other tips that you want to hear. And yeah, please subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching, guys.